Welcome, you have reached review time with Imperial, and today's review will be Bad Boys 4, Ride or Die. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, let's get into it. So before we get into it, this was a dynamic movie. Let's get into the cast. Will Smith plays as Detective Mike Lowrey, of course. Martin Lawrence plays as Marcus Miles. Polio Nunez plays as Captain Rita. Jacob Scipio plays as Armando, which is Mike's son, who we've seen in Bad Boy 3. Vanessa Hudgens plays as Kelly. Eric Dane plays as Banker. Tasha Smith plays as Teresa, which is Marcus's wife. They recast for that role. You got Joe Pantoliano plays as Captain Howard. Who else is in here? You got Melanie LeBerg plays as Christine. Joyner Lucas played a brief cameo in here. You had Rhea Seahorn plays as U.S. Marshal Agent Howard, which is Captain Howard's daughter. You have Alexander Ludwig plays as Dorn. Anybody else missing? Quinn Hephill plays as Callie Howard. John Sally plays as Fletcher. And DJ Khaled, I forgot that he was in part 3, but he reprised his role on this. Tiffany Haddish had a cameo. Jenna Cano plays as Nicole, which is the IT for the antagonist character, and that's pretty much it. This was a real good movie, and it's very seldom that you would see a fourth movie that can compete with the classic first movie. So we all know Bad Boys 1 was a classic, and the fourth movie to come and compete with the classic. So I didn't heard so far some people say it's the best Bad Boys yet. It's hard to say because part 1 was the classic. So, but it's right there. So let's get into the storyline. This storyline pretty much picks up with Mike and Marcus headed to Mike's wedding. On the way there, we seen the trailer where they get a store. Of course, they're concerned about Marcus's health, and he shouldn't be taking sugar intake and eating bad food. So he stopped to the store. He wanted to get a ginger ale. Of course, he get the Skittles, and he wanted to get a hot dog. And then somebody comes to rob the store. When he come to rob the store, Mike comes in, and pretty much they do a tag team. Mike shoots the burglar, the robber, in the leg after Marcus moved the gun out the way. So they went to Mike's wedding. As Mike gets married, Marcus decides he want to give a speech. And when he gave a speech, pretty much was telling, he had shed some tears, but he was getting his message out to everybody. And then, of course, everybody started dancing. While they were dancing, Marcus caught a heart attack. And when he caught a heart attack, he pretty much went to the abyss, deep underworld, swimming, where he seen Captain Howard. Captain Howard pretty much told him it's not your time yet, and whispered to him something. So he basically whispered to him it's a storm coming, and tell Mike, give a message to Mike. And so when Marcus came out of his, he felt alive again, felt free, came up out of his oxygen and went to the roof. Mike came up on the roof and he just felt good. He went on the edge and pretty much said he was taking life for granted and he gonna live, and he pretty much said I can't die. So throughout the movie, it's moments where you see Marcus doing stuff because he figured I escaped death. I'm destined to be here I can't die. So that was part of a theme. So this movie had a bunch of uh, humorous moments, keep you entertained. Uh, the action scenes was dynamic. The shooting scenes was dynamic. Car scenes. The plot was good. So after this, um, the Captain Howard was getting framed. His pretty much his name was being run in the dirt, saying that he was linked with the cartel. He was had all these accounts, and what they had was um, ex-military man, James, who pretty much was James McGrath, played as Eric Dane. He pretty much was running the whole ship. Him along with the mayor, who the mayor was messing with Captain Rita. So you don't find out that till later in the film, but James is got his guys. They got IT, so they're ahead of the game. However, Marcus and Mike is determined to not let the captain's name uh, be put down like that. So their mission is to clear the name. So Mike goes sees his son in jail pretty much to get some intel, and the son is giving him intel. But then what happens is you can see somebody in the background looking at the son. So you eventually see those people is linked with James, and they put a hit on James to get to kill Mike's son, and so they tried to, but Mike's son gets down. He gets down. He fights gritty. He took weights in the yard, smacked them with weights. Gary smashed their heads in, but he pretty much told Mike. Mike said he got to get him out of there, because if he don't get him out of there, then they're going to kill him. So from there, they go see Fletcher. So what the captain did, he left these breadcrumbs because he didn't know who to trust, but he know he could trust his guys. So he left some breadcrumbs, some clues that they would have to seek and find. And if they find these clues, then he know it was them, and pretty much knew that he would be. He pretty much said in the video, if y'all reaching this, that means I died. But he pretty much said in the warehouse there are several of files. This goes all the way up to the top. You can't trust nobody. Pretty much you need to be careful who you tell intel to or whatever. So pretty much all they really in a nutshell could trust, of course, them two. And they had two young people, which was Dorn, and I forgot the other Vanessa's Kelly, Dorn and Kelly. And Dorn and Kelly, you find out that they messing. And then you had Nunez, who used to mess with Mike. And so that was pretty much their team, who they can believe in. Now, when everything starts hitting the fan, of course there was a plane scene, so that was like real dramatic. It was action. They was up there fighting in the plane's going down. So they hit this movie on. I wonder I gotta look into what the budget was for this film. They hit all cylinders with this film. The plot it kept you entertained from beginning to end. And no, there was not a post-credit scene. So after that moment, it really comes down to now after the plane went down, they made it look like Mike killed some people. So they all three became. The son was released out of jail because it was looked like he escaped in a plane, and then Mike and Marcus the law was after them, along with McGrath put bounty on their head. So that when they got back into Miami, that became a whole nother scene. It was a scene where they was out in the woods. They ran into some hillbillies, man. It was. So they hit on all cylinders, and of course, you got Mike and Marcus, and Will Smith and Martin Lawrence got great chemistry on screen together, and they just feed off each other back and forth, man. And shout out to Martin. We don't know what his health looking like. It's a video going out that he got some health issues going on. hopefully that he get his health together and continue, man, because they could definitely do a part 5. We made it to Lethal Weapon. Lethal Weapon was Lethal Weapon 4. They never made it to a 5. So hopefully they get Martin health together where he'll be able to continue and definitely get into a 5. But this was a dynamic movie. Eventually, McGrath sent his goons to target their families. Mike's wife got kidnapped along with Captain Howard's granddaughter. Now, his daughter, which is a U.S. Marshal Howard, she had it out for Mike's son, of course, because Mike's son didn't know no better, but he was just a trained assassin. He killed Howard, Captain Howard. So she was out for him. But he ended up saving her daughter's life in the end, at the end, the big scene at the end. So once they got to that moment, now, which was a dope scene from part 1, one of the classic scenes was when Marcus's daughter was going to the prom and she had her date, and then they brought the date in a room. They really talked crazy to him and basically told him, if you want to sleep with a man, basically you better do right by my daughter. Now, fast forward from the original, I think the original Bad Boys came out in, I think, 93, something like that. I want to say that, I'm not for sure. But so the original, that kid is now in his 30s. So that kid, I didn't know that, I wasn't even paying attention that he was in the other Bad Boys. And so he ended up messing with the daughter. Now, this one, he's home from doing tour with the military. And so they called him when the goons was attacking Marcus's house. They called and told him he was playing Call of Duty, and they were told him, "Hey man, you need to get the women to safety." And of course, Marcus's daughter's pregnant, and Teresa, he put them in a closet. And you ain't know what to expect, man. Reggie went into war mode. You heard me? Like, he went into war mode. He destroyed like 15 goons, like straight war mode. So it's a part at the end of the movie where Reggie shows up, pretty much say he wanted to cook the chicken, and it looks like they took a scene from the first original part 1 where they was looking at Reggie, and they was Marcus was telling Mike pretty much like, "Yo man, he killed 15 people, man. If he want to cook chicken, I'm gonna let him cook chicken." And then Mike was like, "Yeah, he do got that twitch in his eye," and pretty much was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go get the potato salad." And Marcus was like, "I'm gonna go get the table." And they said, "Yeah, we're gonna let Reggie cook the chicken." And so Reggie stood there with the look. So the way he did that scene, is no way they're not gonna do a part 5 and bring him back where he gonna be more into action, because he killed that scene, man. He did his thing with his scene. He wiped out those 15 minutes. So you like to see him, Marcus, Reggie, and then you like to see Mike's son, and let them somehow intertwine and get busy out there. So that's like the next generation of Bad Boy. It's never gonna be equivalent to Martin and Mike. I mean Will, but you could keep it going on, because that action scene was great. But nevertheless, what ended up happening, that after they kidnapped the people, they found out the mayor that Nunez was messing with, he was the mole. Pretty much, they used his voice to tell McGrath to take the hostages over to Cuba. They met him at like this old abandoned amusement park place. It had this alligator that was alleged to be lurking in the waters. So it was just a big giant fight scene. It was cool how the fight season, Dorn was able to use drones to drop off little bombs and put out smoke bombs and stuff. So it was real cool, man. So this is a must see. On this channel, you don't normally refer people to go to the movies to see certain movies, because I know times is rough. You got to get it where you get it where you can see it as a streaming platform. But this is definitely a must see in the theater to get the full the full experience through the sound, the full theatrics. Definitely a must see in the theaters. But like always, wherever you can see it, definitely see it as long as you see it. But it's definitely a good one. I already spoke of. They really was no post-credit scene. It ended, of course. They got their family that was kidnapped. They got them back. The Captain Howard's name was cleared. U.S. Marshal Howard, she could have killed Mike's son, but she didn't because he saved her daughter. And so after that, she let Mike's son go. So he's on a run again still. And Mike told him take care of pretty much. And it ended with that scene where they talked about Reggie cooking the chicken. So definitely a good movie. Out of my 4-star rating system, 4 out of 4 stars. Get the opportunity, take a look at it, see it in theater. Definitely when it reaches the streaming platform, check it out. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. Until next time.